Awesome. Thanks, Murph. Hey, if you guys are fired up to be here tonight, let me hear it on the chat, right? I want you to be a participant of tonight. I want you to bring some energy. I want you to comment. You're spending time away from your family, away from your kids tonight to be on this call, and we're going to bring you max value because that's what we do on this team. For every hour that we train, we prep for at least 3 or 4. I have spent 2.5 hours today just prepping to train you for the next 20 minutes. And after the next 20 minutes, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go into breakout rooms. You're going to be with a trainer, one of the top trainers in the team, and you're going to get to practice back and forth for 30 minutes. If this is your first week, welcome to the team. You are going to get some of the best hands-on training that I believe you've ever gotten with any company, regardless of your background. So if you're brand new and maybe you're an engineer or a school teacher, or maybe you sell vehicles, or maybe you're from the insurance industry, tonight you're going to get to experience the power of the Holbrook Base Shop training. So take out your pens and paper because we are about to get started. Tonight we're going to train on the fundamentals of the business. Listen, our business is about saying the same thing to new people. The same thing to new people. See, this is a simple business. The business is simple. The challenging part should be the mental game. The hardest part needs to be the mental game, not the fundamentals. So my question is, are you practicing the fundamentals? Are you willing to put in the time for the fundamentals? Because here's the truth. If you're not practicing the fundamentals, if you're not willing to go through it and learn it, then not only are you going to have to learn the mental side, and that's a battle, you're also going to struggle with the fundamentals. Can you imagine struggling with the idea of somebody asking you, what do you do? Or how does it work? Or what companies do you work with? Or I've already sat down with somebody. If I lacked confidence in those areas, I don't know about you, but I would actually hope that nobody asks me what I do. I would hope that nobody asks me a question. I would hope that nobody talks to me and I just go about my day so that nobody ever asks me what I do. You ever been in that situation? I know I was when I first started. And here's the problem with that. That is not how you build a business. I want you to get so good at the fundamentals that you get so confident at the words that you can't wait to talk to people, that you can't wait to open your mouth. Nabi Ghani just used the script that I'm about to give you, and he's about to recruit someone to his team. Hey, one of my favorite stories is about one of my favorite coaches of all time is a coach called Vince Lombardi. No coach in the National Football League has ever achieved more success in a shorter period of time than Vince Lombardi. He was a great coach for the Green Bay Packers a long time ago when Gary was knee-high to a grasshopper. Okay, that's a long time ago. He won, I believe he won 5 NFL championships, Super Bowl 1, I believe, and 2. And in his career, he had a record like something like 89 wins, 29 losses, and 4 ties. In his career, 89 wins and like 29 losses. But there's 2 quotes that are my favorite from Vince Lombardi. The first quote is this. He said, "Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence." If we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. We're never going to be perfect, but if we practice perfectly, one day we'll catch excellence. But my second quote that favorite quote, and it's actually my favorite of the 2. In 1961, Vince Lombardi, at the start of training camp, looked at a bunch of NFL players on the field. These are NFL players. He held up a football and he said, "Gentlemen, this is a football." He said that to professional football players who've been playing their entire life. So what we're going to be reviewing today should be something that you take seriously. Learn it. Train your team. Back and forth, on and off. You go, I go. You go, I go. When you're doing your team calls, don't just make it rah-rah calls. Don't just make it hype calls. Actually train them. Go back and forth. If you had the best trained army on the words of the business, you would win the biggest in business. Unfortunately, most people don't spend enough time on that. And as a result, they don't win in business. Preparation, preparation, preparation. All right, 3 scenarios we're training on tonight. Write these down. You're going to need to know them. Scenario 1. You're prospecting somebody at a retail store or on the go. So you're prospecting somebody for your business at a retail store or on the go. You're meeting somebody who you like their energy, they're good with customer service, and you think to yourself, this person could be doing way better for themselves with the skill set they have, right? I wonder if they want to be working at Lululemon for the rest of their life. I wonder if they want to be selling cars for the rest of their life. And you offer them the opportunity to sit down with you. Okay. The second scenario is prospecting somebody who you've seen many times and they know you by face, but they have no idea what you do. You know how like traditionally we go to Starbucks, the same Starbucks, Tim Hortons. You know the person that you see at Tim Hortons, you've seen them for 6 months, but you never talk to them? That person. Person at Starbucks, the person who's been cutting your hair for 3 years and still doesn't know what you do. So the second script is geared towards prospecting somebody who you know by face, but you haven't yet talked to. So the first one, again, is kind of on the fly. You haven't seen them before. You may never see them again. The second is going to be somebody who you kind of know, but doesn't know what you do. And the third scenario is talking about what you do at a Christmas party. Talking about what you do at a Christmas party or family gathering. Because there's going to be a lot of that this season, and I want to train you when your Uncle Tim says, hey, what have you been up to? Hey, what are you doing these days? I want you without a hesitation of a doubt to know what to say. Who's excited to learn that? Let me hear in the chat. Who wants to know? I want to make sure at least 10 of you are excited before I go on. All right, we got 10. We're going to go. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to pull up our beautiful script manual. And in a second, the lovely Victoria White, like Vanna White, but Victoria White, is going to put her in the chat, and you're going to have this for you. And we have an updated script. We have updated common objections and questions. So here's what we're going to be using today. Okay. So this has been updated by the best of the best. All right. So first is prospecting as you go. And second is going to be prospecting at a family event. And then down here, we're going to train on what's the name of the company? What do you do? And I've already sat down with someone from WFG. Okay. Who's excited? Trey, you ready to go? And Trey's fired up. I love it. Okay. Okay, Nabaru, hop on the call.
I have officially hopped on.
Okay, brother. So where do you want to be working?
Sport check.
Sport check. All right. So I'm in the sport check aisle, right? Nabby's grabbing me a fresh pair of size 14 Jordans. And he's bringing them out, the fresh white, right? My left foot's a little bigger than my right foot, so 14 and a half on the left and 14 on the right, right? It's a big man problem, okay? So here's how we go. So I'm just going to follow the script because I'm going to focus on the fundamentals tonight. Now, what you're going to notice about this prospecting script is down here, I'm going to talk about one or two things about the goodness of the company and one or two things about the crusade. So as I'm doing it, I want you to write down a couple things that resonate with you on the goodness and a couple things on the crusade. Don't overcook it and don't overdo it. And you're going to use those over and over and over tonight. Okay? All right. So Nabby, how long have you been working here for?
About 18 months now, actually.
Okay, brother. So do you like it? Do you love it?
Oh, man. I wouldn't say I love it. I mean, get some bills paid.
Yeah. Okay. So are you locked into what you're doing or are you keeping your options open?
I'm definitely not locked in. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping my career options open for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, listen, the reason I'm asking is, Nabby, about 17 years ago, I ran into our company and it allowed me to become an entrepreneur. And really what it did, Nabby, is it gave me the flexibility to be at home with my kids, right? See my kids, raise a family while I get to go out there and have families. The other thing it's allowed me to do is it's allowed me to help families just like you and I. You'd probably agree there's a lot of people out there with financial stress, right?
I definitely agree.
So I get to actually help people through this economic downturn. And hey, listen, brother, I've been watching you, the last 4 or 5 minutes here, serve a bunch of customers, and I noticed that you're really good with people. And I really love your energy. So I know you're open-minded, and I can't promise anything, but why don't I grab your number, and I'll give you a call, and we can chat a bit more about it. What's the best number to reach you at?
647, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Hey, brother, when's the best time to give you a call?
Well, I finished my shift today at like 9:30, so after that.
Okay.
Not too big for you.
Okay, I'll give you a call. If I call you at 9:45, does that work?
That works.
Okay. Hey, just make sure if you miss my call, you call me back. Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair.
Awesome. Good. You guys good with that? Does that work? Pretty awesome. All right. So, Nabby, now you're at Starbucks.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm at Starbucks, and I lean over. My button just popped. That was a little awkward, right? So I'm at Starbucks. I'm picking up my coffee, and I lean over to go, hey, Nabby, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good. Brother, I've been at this Starbucks pretty much every Friday for 9 months. And I don't think I've ever seen you not working that steamer like a boss.
Man, what can I say?
Man, they're really grinding on you here. You've been working hard, haven't you?
I'm a master at what I do. What can I say?
Yeah, that's awesome. Listen, man, let me ask you a question. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause there. That's why I paused. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically go back to the prospecting script. So it's the exact same script, but it's, hey man, listen, I've been coming here for 9 months, or listen, I've been getting my hair cut here for 3 years, man. And every time I come in, you're just grinding. You're busting it. You're super hardworking. Let me ask you a question. Do you love it here, brother? Do you like it here? Do you love it? What's your story?
To be honest with you, like I said, pays the bills. I get it done, and that's pretty much it. I don't really love it though.
Okay, awesome. Listen, the reason I'm asking, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to talk to you about this, brother, but about 2 years ago, I ran into this company, and it's allowed me to get out of the day-to-day hustle. It's allowed me to get out of the day-to-day grind and start to own my business and buy my life back and make a difference for people. And listen, like I said, I see you're super hardworking, this and that. Let me ask you a question. You locked into what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to follow the same script, okay? But the open is going to be something like, hey, listen, I've been coming here for 9 months. I've been getting my hair cut for 2 years. And you're going to get into this, and then you're going to do the same script. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay? We all have 5 or 6 people in our life, barbers, baristas, people that we know, daycare workers, nurses, people that we know that know us but don't know what we do, and you're gonna prospect them for what we do. Okay, the third is going to be prospecting at a family dinner or during the holidays at an event. Okay, so Nabby, we're at the water cooler. We're reaching over to the halal punch, and you're going to ask me one of these 2 questions.
Yeah. So Steve, what have you been up to lately? What are you doing now?
Actually, Nabby, it's funny you ask. About a year and a half ago, I ran into our company. And really what it's allowed me to do, it's allowed me to have the flexibility and the control of my time. I don't know if you know, but my son battles with Crohn's disease. He's in and out of the hospital a lot. And what this opportunity allowed me to do is work when I need to work and be with him when I need to be with him. But it's also really helped me reduce financial stress for other people. These are crazy times out there, aren't they?
Yeah.
And what I found is that by providing education, to those left, financial education to those left behind by the industry, it's really helped me with my fulfillment. Now, listen, I'm not sure if any of that resonates with you, but either way, Nabby, I'm looking for 3 to 5 people who want some of those things. And I'd love the opportunity to meet with you after the holidays, right? And tell you a bit more about it. If you like what you see, then great. And if not, you can point me in the right direction, because I'm pretty confident that you know some people that'd be a fit for me. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Do you mind if I touch base with you after the holiday?
Yeah, give me a shot.
Okay.
Man.
Assuming it's the 23rd, I'll give you a call on the 26th. Sound good? Awesome. You guys good? Okay. Something like that. It's going to feel a little different every time depending on the scenario, but I really want you guys to get good at that script. Okay. Now, we're going to train on the 3 most common questions. So now, Baru, hit me with the first one.
So yeah, Steve, you mentioned you're working with this company. Like, what's the name of the company?
It's World Finance Group. Have you heard of us?
Yeah, I've heard of you guys.
Great. What do you know about us?
I know you guys work in finances, and that's pretty much all I know, to be honest.
Okay. Well, hey, we've been operating in the United States for 30 years, in Canada for over 20. Now give me no.
Well, no, I haven't heard of you guys.
No worries. We've been operating in the United States for over 30 years and in Canada for over 20.
Well, so then what do you do?
So we're an independent broker. So we teach families how to get into better financial shape by saving more money, paying less tax, and getting rid of debt. But for some, we actually teach them how to get into business with us to start earning additional income and become a business owner. The best part is, Nabby, we're partnered with companies like TD, BMO, and Manulife, just to name a few. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah. But to be honest with you, Steve, like, I've already sat down with somebody from WFG before, so.
Okay, great. Are you a client or are you an agent with the company?
Not neither, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, listen, Nabby, that's great. But every agent operates independently within our firm, very similar to the real estate model. So there's definitely still a ton of value of getting together with me and seeing it from me. Plus, if you haven't seen WFG from me, you really haven't seen it at all. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Boom. You guys got that? We're going to practice, okay? We're going to practice. If it's your first day, this is the absolute best time to be on the first training because we are literally starting at the very beginning with the fundamentals. If you can learn this, those 3 common questions, 9 times out of 10 are the questions that you need to answer. And those prospecting scripts, that's not only going to teach you how to prospect somebody in the go, but it's going to give you the confidence. It's going to give you the confidence to explain to your aunt and uncle what we do. It's going to give you the confidence at Christmas parties, at your job, your former boss. It's going to help you make phone calls. It's going to help you in all areas of your business. So who's ready to go? You guys ready? Awesome. I got this from Lloyd. So I think that means Lloyd's ready too, okay? So we're going to break off for 30 minutes and we're going to see you back here. And I want you to train and take this super seriously because for a lot of us, this might be the last time we practice this for a while, even though it shouldn't be. So take it super seriously. This training was designed for you and we'll see you on the other side.